Y'all want to drink a beer with me? I'm good. Is he funny? Everyone likes it.
Yeah, Marcus!
Have you seen the keyboard before?
Oh, no.
Yeah, on the keyboard. It's an electronic keyboard. What? Everyone's playing pool. Oh, he's gonna go up right now.
What you want to do?
He's supposed to make us laugh.
Just stand.
I'll let you.
Alrighty. Hey, who's here to see Marcus? Nice. Who has a ticket that Marcus gave them? So if you have one of those tickets, you should put it in this bucket. If we draw your ticket later on, you win $50 to the bookstore, which is pretty legit because books are crazy expensive. So if you want to win, just come on over here and drop your ticket in the bucket. All right, bud, it's all you. All right, let's have another big hand for all the musicians who have played already tonight. Yeah, it's too bad music isn't hilarious, because otherwise you guys would be all warmed up already. Oh, but it's great to be here. This is actually my first time on stage, and and it's true what they say. I kind of feel claustrophobic, you know, like the room's kind of closing in on me, and the walls are creeping in, and I swear to you, the ceiling's got to be like right above my head. I think one of the most confusing sports for Australians is baseball.
Why is that?
Here's why. Let's say a baseball game, Australian dude's up to bat.
You're hot.
Ball one. Some guy in the stands behind him was like, yeah, yeah, good eye, yeah, good eye. Good eye. I've never been to San Diego, but I have had one. I was having breakfast on the beach and I dropped my frozen waffle. Think about it for a sec. I'll let you sit on that one. Tonight you're going to wake up at 2 a.m. and be like, oh, San Diego. Ah, that dude was hilarious. I went to a Snoop Dogg concert recently. First concert ever. It was quite an experience. I didn't know what to wear, so I went with my favorite I Love Justin Bieber t-shirt. And let me tell you, that did not go over well with the Snoop Dogg crowd. I wore it in, and these guys kind of saw me, like did double takes, and they were like, Justin Bieber sucks, boo, you suck, man. And I was like, hey, come on, she's a perfectly legitimate musician. And people need to start giving her some credit. But they didn't care, so they were like, oh, you suck, man. And they started throwing rocks at me. They were like, I was like, seriously? And they formed a circle, and were just chucking rocks at me all night. And so I spent the whole concert like curled up, kind of in a fetal position, like fending off projectiles. And Snoop was like rapping on stage, and I was like, oh, stop hurting me. And it's okay, though, because now I just tell people that I got stoned at a Snoop Dogg concert. And nobody questions it. It's awesome. They're like, oh, right on, man. I actually kind of got some street cred now. It's pretty cool. I'm a computer science major, so I don't get invited to parties. But I also like to mess with technology and not tell anybody about it. Like, my mom was out of town, and so I reprogrammed our GPS in the car. So when she got back and started driving, okay, so when my mom drives, it drives me nuts. She likes to take the long way. She never goes the fastest way. She takes the scenic route, all her favorite little roads. So I reprogrammed the GPS, and she came back and started driving. And it was like, in 0.3 miles, turn left. In 500 feet, turn left. Turn left. Recalculating, stupid. The mom's like, dude, I didn't touch it. I think it's kind of weird that a lot of college buildings are named after people. I walk across campus and I kind of like to imagine what those people are like that these buildings kind of represent. I imagine Mr. Daniels is very well dressed and a lot of people kind of hang around him. Mr. Sturm has like this crazy mop head of hair and uncoordinated and kind of clumsy. And man, John Green must have been just one sucky dude. Nobody likes that guy. Not all the buildings are named after people, though. I was at the library organizing all the writing utensils. Seriously, though, one party invite would be like just awesome. One, just please. No, I was organizing all the writings, and I was like, oh, duh, Penrose. That story's not true because we don't have a library. I actually get out a little bit. I'm not that bad. I took a girl out actually recently. Took her on a date. She was a soccer player, and she spent the whole time talking about her saves. I think she's a keeper. She must have been pretty good too, because I took her home that night, but I couldn't score. Sports are good though. I think my favorite thing about sports is how after they win, they throw all their equipment into the stands. Kind of depends on which sport it is though. Like tennis is awesome because you have so many options. Like I could throw my sweatbands up there, maybe hit some tennis balls, or chuck my shoes if I'm feeling generous. Swim meets get awkward real fast. How many professors do we have in here? None? Good, all right. I was in the bar and a professor walks in, this guy I recognized, and I was like, whoa. And he walks up to the bartender and he gives a few words to the bartender, they exchange words. Then the bartender grabs this professor and he shoves him out the bar, he throws him out. And I was like, okay, I'm under the impression that most bars are open to people of all ages, not just scantily clad underclassmen. So I'm not really sure I follow you on your whole throwing this guy out situation, but it's your establishment, and I'm not one to question your authority, so by all means, please continue. And so this next professor, this guy I recognize, walks into the bar. And he walks to the bartender, and they exchange a few words, and then the bartender grabs him by the neck again and shoves him out of the bar. And this time I was like, okay, now I think I see what's going on. This bartender's afraid that anyone over the age of 25 is scaring away his profitable Thursday night market, and he just thinks he's making a good business decision. But then this third professor walks in. He walks into the bar, and I was like, what is going on? And he talks to the bartender, and this time, the bartender pulls out a baseball bat and just beats the crap out of this guy, and then throws him out of the bar. And I'd had enough at this point, so I went up to the bartender and I was like, dude, what did these professors do to you? And he was like, well, the first one said he was going to take me to school. The second one said he wanted to teach me a lesson. And the third one said he was a DU professor. Boom! Got you, higher education. All right. What about freshmen? How many freshmen do we have? I'm not going to roast you, don't worry. How many freshmen? Come on, yeah? Hands up, yeah? You know how I know they're actually freshmen? If I had asked about seniors, they'd just be like... But freshmen and seniors actually have a lot in common. Well, one thing in common. Freshmen just graduated from high school, and seniors, you're about to graduate. It's pretty cool. I was thinking about graduation recently. This is, okay, some background. Whenever I'm driving, I like to drive with the radio on, but I never really listen to it actively. I just kind of let it play, and then I let my mind wander. So one time I was listening, and I was thinking about graduation, because this was after high school, and what I realized was that, you know how in graduation they tell you to tell your family to not bring any noisemakers, but there's always someone that does it anyway. There's always just the one. What I realized was that, and that's some like top 40s crappy station was playing, and I realized that Jason Derulo was that guy. His family was the one at his graduation to be like, Jason Joel Derulo, and you hear, he grabs the mic, he's like, Jason Derulo, JR. He was the guy. Nobody, I don't understand him. Sometimes I do listen to the radio though. This DJ, sometimes those DJs are just nuts. The radio DJ was like, yo, 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 come on down to the nightclub tonight. We are gonna have a UV thong contest. And I had so many questions. Like, is this a sort of contest where you see who's wearing a thong the best? Or like, who's wearing a thong the least? This is not a realm of my knowledge. And how does the UV come into play? Are they just going to have people stand up on stage and with nothing on at all and see who has the best tan outline of the thong? And this whole time I was just thinking, like, where on earth can I sign up? That sounds awesome. Yeah. I actually don't wear thongs, surprise, right? I never understood, because I spent my whole childhood avoiding wedgies, and now they're a fashion trend. So, I don't get it. Some comedians like to have a stage beer. It kind of helps calm their nerves. I find that doesn't really work for me so well, so this is vodka. Yeah, thongs are weird. Tattoos are okay though. Tattoos. Anybody have a tattoo? Who has a tattoo? Anybody? What is your tattoo of? Yeah, what's your tattoo of? It says alive. Awesome, that's a nice one. That's going to be a good one to regret in 30 years. I'm just kidding you. I actually have a tattoo. I bet you didn't know that. I have one. It's right, well, hold on. Actually, I'll just show you.